Welcome to another episode of the Money Wheel Podcast. The journey to wealth starts here with your host, Don Shade.
Hello, my friend and future millionaire. Welcome to this episode of the Money Wheel. My name is Don Shade. Now, in the last few episodes, we talked about it's not a lack of money that you're making, it's the choices that you've made up to this point that have you in a broke situation. In other words, you have spent more money than you made. Maybe not on a monthly basis. You can make all your payments. You've got good credit. But if you have a car loan, you spent more money than you made because you're in debt for that vehicle. If you have a mortgage, you spent more money than you made because you're in debt for that mortgage. If you owe Visa or MasterCard, Discover, any kind of balance, at some point, you spent more money than you made. And the reason I'm really hammering all this stuff home is what you have to realize, our first goal, once we get you up and running using the money mastery techniques, our first goal is to get to the point where you're looking at, okay, we've replaced a week of your income, and then we've replaced a month of your income. The very next step may be, okay, your businesses took off, we've doubled your income. Here's what I want to make sure doesn't happen. As we start increasing your income, I don't want you to be increasing your lifestyle. I want you to be paying off some of the bills that you've created. We want to get to the point where you have money in the bank that you don't have to account for. It's money that if something came up, it wouldn't be the end of the world. You know, the people with the biggest bank accounts sleep the best at night because anything that comes up that money can handle, they have the money to take care of it. And that's the position I want to get you in. Trust me, the lifestyle will come. As we build the $1 Million Roadmap and we put together your internet business and take you to the first position where we're replacing a week of your income, and then we get into 2 weeks and a month and that sort of thing, the lifestyle will be available for you. But I want you to be happy where you are for just a minute and give us enough time to build it. You've got to make some changes in your thinking to get where you want to be. In other words, the first time you see a check for a couple $1,000s off of what your internet business has done, I don't want you to run out and buy something. Now, if you want to take your family out to dinner, that's fine. But don't go out and buy a vehicle or any of that kind of stuff because you can now afford it. What I want to do is build you a nest egg. I want you to get to the point in your life where money doesn't influence it. And the way we get there is I have to teach you how to manage $100 before you can manage $1,000. And we have to teach you how to manage $100,000 before you'll be safe with $1 million. Otherwise, you're just going to go out and you're going to blow that money. You're going to buy whatever you want. And you may have a lot of stuff to show for it, but you're not going to have the peace of mind that comes with true financial freedom, where you have money in the bank. Because what will happen, I guarantee you this, you're going to be extremely happy long before you get to $1 million. But you have to manage the money the right way so that we can get you extremely comfortable long before you're making big money. You know, if you could buy your life back where you didn't have to go to a job to work, you could work out of your house when you wanted to. The only difference is you're not going to go out and buy a new car today. You're going to keep what you have, drive it for a little while. At the same time, we're also driving your financial life. We're going to get you to the point that you can walk on a car lot on any given day and buy the car you want and not worry about what it costs. You're also going to get to the point where there'll come a day that you'll be able to upgrade your house, move into something a whole lot nicer. The issue is this: what I want to see happen here, I don't want you to be laying awake at night worrying about making the payment. And there's nothing wrong with having a car payment or having a house payment or whatever the situation may be. But I want you to have other money in your pocket that is in case money, in case something happens. Or just the fact that it makes me comfortable to have this much money in the bank, whatever that dollar amount may be. Well, that's just stuff to think about. That's all I have for this episode of The Money Wheel. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for listening to the Money Wheel Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and like the podcast. For everything that was talked about in today's amazing show, go to moneywheelpodcast.com and get today's show notes, past episodes, and most importantly, you can connect with Don Shade on all his social media platforms. Again, at moneywheelpodcast.com. If you are just looking to email Don, you can email him at don@moneywheelpodcast.com. For a list of all our tools we use in our business, you can go to moneywheelpodcast.com/resources. Again, thank you for listening to today's podcast, and see you in our next episode of the Money Wheel Podcast.